Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. This is Chief Lumberloon with my third installation of my Tales from the Post Office series so far. This one today will be about our delivery vehicles that most of us use. So we'll just get into that. Before I do though, because I've been writing it in the comments, and I figure save me some time and energy. If you like what I'm doing, if you like these videos that I've made so far, like them, subscribe to my channel for more content, as I will try to post more and more. I only post when I'm at work, so Tuesdays are generally a good day for me. Wednesdays sometimes, not Mondays though. I don't work Mondays. That's the perk of being the senior sub. But yeah, like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have questions about what happens, how things work at the post office. Yeah, leave comments, and I will try to address them in later videos. But this is going to be about the primary delivery vehicle of the post office, the Grumman LLV. As I stated in my first video, I think. Oh, there is a B in here. That's terrifying. All right, it went out. Yeah, it's a 19. Most of them are 94 S10s. That's the newest one you'll see rolling about. They made them from 85, I think 85 or 86 to 1994. That was the last production year. It's a very basic, bare bones vehicle. Up where I am in the Northeast, they are good a few times a year. They're good in the spring and the fall when the weather is temperate and there's no snow. But besides that, they are not the best. I'll go into that. First off, let's see if I can change the. Yeah, disregard that mail on the dashboard. I don't have air conditioning in this vehicle. What I do have is a fan. Occasionally, they work in the trucks, though most of the time you'll get a regular carrier that it just deals with it and the thing just won't work, and it makes your day miserable because there's nothing more miserable than not having hot, dusty air blowing on you on a 100-degree day. But yeah, there's no air conditioning in these vehicles. There's another B. All right, it just flew out again. There's yeah, in the summertime it's very hot in here. I feel as though there is no insulation between the muffler, the catalytic converter, and where you sit, because if you have exposed skin and you just so happen to touch the floor with said exposed skin, you will get burned. It's very hot. I mean, as far as climate control goes, though, the fan does help, but they have to be new, and even the new ones, they only last at full speeds for a year or two before they start to fall apart, break, and rumble away. But yeah, and then they just don't work. In the winter time, these trucks, they do have heat, and sometimes it actually works, and it will keep up. The heating in this truck isn't, I think it's mostly there for the defroster. The fact that you get any heat at all is a coincidence. But going into that, the defroster is actually meant because if you know, you know. We are on the right-hand side of the road, and all the vents for the defroster are on the left-hand side. That was a good design. Good design in general. Maybe a design flaw. Who knows? But anyways, but so when it snows, especially up here, you'll get an instance where one side of the windshield will be thawed out and the other side will have snow, and then it'll start to freeze after a while if it's snowing heavy enough. But yeah, it stays kind of warm in here. You just gotta dress in layers. I mean, after it goes past maybe 20 degrees, 15 or 10, you're not going to be warm in here unless you're well suited up. But besides that, it does have heat, oddly enough. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Most people, they'll jimmy rig the system here because if you look, you just have a vent there and a vent there for yourself. But with this vent, it's actually exposed underneath. So where they come out, and it'll point at your feet because there's no floor vent. It's all just kind of pointed at you. But that's another thing in the winter is that these trucks, they're all made of aluminum, so they're very, very light. With that being, they are... Hold on. Sorry about that. Someone was walking by. I didn't want them to think I was just talking to myself on video, which is pretty cool. But yeah, as I was saying before, because I'm not editing this because I'm a beginner at this and I don't know how to do that. But anyways, so with these vehicles, they are aluminum all around, so they don't rot away, mostly. They are very light, and in the wintertime, that is a nuisance because these things are rear-wheel drive. So any snow time operation is just abysmal. They do not have four-wheel drive, oddly enough. So occasionally your offices will give you chains. They give you chains so that you can drive on the snow, and it does help a little bit. But with those chains, most of the time they're rusty or they're just missing in general. There's a lot of bees around here. That's why I don't like this time of year. There's bees everywhere. But they'll give you the chains, and they do work. But you're digging in the ground trying to get them undone if you ever need to, because you're driving on pavement and they just get absolutely destroyed. That's wintertime operation for the most part, though. In the summertime, it's mainly just hot. You do have a bit of a visibility issue, especially with backing up, as I'm sure you saw on the signs when I was pointing to the vents that it says avoid backing up. We do not have rear view cameras. We have a mirror that points to a mirror, which lets you see about 3 feet behind you. And it's a lot of subs, especially at my office, have gotten fired for backing and backing into things, like mailboxes. I took out a mailbox once, oddly enough. I didn't get fired for it, though. I had to do other things, though. It wasn't a fun time. But, yeah, there's no backup camera. You do have a bit of a blind spot issue, but if you know how to drive, it's pretty easy to overcome it. You just got to be careful. One thing with road operation, because that's another condition of these trucks, is that people will absolutely pass you and not let you go. It is unfortunate to have to deal with that, especially at this day and age, but I'll be on a road and then I'll be just waiting for someone to let me go, and no one will let you go. There's a few things you could do. Like most carriers will just gun it, and then the people behind you will either stop or they'll just pass you anyways, because that's what they do. Or sometimes you just inch forward, and sometimes you'll just inch forward till you go to the next stop, or someone will get the hint and then let you go. But no one ever stops for you, and that is just a nuisance in his own. But yeah, that's mostly operation. There are other vehicles that you see at the post office. It's not always an LLV. Sometimes it's an FFV, a flex fuel vehicle, which is based off of, I believe it's a Ford Explorer, like a 2000s Ford Explorer. Those have four-wheel drive. I've never been in one. But it's the same thing, and they have a window that you can eliminate a blind spot. But that's about it. They have Mercedes vans, the Metris. Those are front-wheel drive, but I hear those are not great either. They have air conditioning, though. Not that it does you much good when you're stuck in the snow. Most of the time, the city carriers, I think, use those. They use those in Dodge ProMaster vans. But that's because the way they do stops is different than how we do stops. They do park and loops a lot. Not really mounted like the rural carriers are. But there's a bunch of different vehicles I can't go over all of them because I don't know how to drive most of them. I only know the LLV, and I'm fine with that for right now unless I want to progress my career. I don't know what I want to do yet. I'm just here. I just work here. That's all I do. But yeah, this is my third video in the series of how to not how to operate, what it's like operating these vehicles. Um, but yeah, if you like the video, leave a comment, like, subscribe, do whatever it is the cool kids do nowadays. But yeah, thanks for watching.